What's going on, guys? Hey, I wanted to make a video to answer a question from someone that follows me on Twitter. And I guess in one of my prior videos, I know I talk about it a lot, so it's hard to remember where I shared it, whether it was TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, a recent talk or speech I gave. But I said that I had this renewed voraciousness for reading. It's always kind of been there. I used to do probably 30 to 35 books a year, usually a couple for pleasure, mostly business oriented, but I'm well beyond that pace for this year. I think I ended up somewhere in the neighborhood of around 50 books in total last year. And I always seem to be operating with 2 or 3 in motion at all times. So somebody asked, well, where do you read? What do you read? I read anything I can get my hands on. I've been really fascinated with the Stoics right now. I'm in fact fascinated with reading Marcus Aurelius, if I'm saying that correctly. Philosophers. I'm trying to understand more about brain chemistry. I'm trying to understand more about aging. I'm trying to understand about mental health and well-being for myself and for those that I coach and those that I am friends to. I love all types of books, but I mean, you can't go wrong with, any of the Malcolm Gladwell books. You can't ever, I go back to them continually. Tim Ferriss has some really good books that really highlight amazing entrepreneurs and business success stories, people that have had business success stories, leaders of major corporations, startups, you name it, they're in there. And then he goes through kind of like a ripple, right? He asks questions and you get to hear from, the horse's mouth what inspires and motivates them, where they find their inspiration, what books they're reading. And that's actually informed a lot of the books that I started to read. So, there's just all these different types. And I've been reading Brene Brown as of late, going back. She just has some tremendous work. I've been reading about Nietzsche. I can never say it right the first time, and just what a troubled soul he was, but how brilliant his mind was. I've been reading about creativity and really understanding how to open that up. And somebody just, asked the question and said, well, what books are you reading and why are you such a proponent of them, or supporter of doing it, I guess. And I gotta say, when you're reading books, you never know where great ideas are going to come from, what quote or what phrase will get said that will become perfect for how you lead, how you interact, how you connect, how you build relationships, how you grow in your own confidence and self-worth. I have adopted always a practice of underlying, dog-earing, and coming back to these books over and over and over again for bits of inspiration, especially when I'm down or feeling a bit depressed or just out of sorts. I can come back to these pillars of giants and find my renewed inspiration. It's like I plug in myself in kind of like an electric car, recharge my batteries, and I go. I don't own an electric guitar. I do own an electric guitar. I don't own an electric car, but I understand that's how it works. And I have a pile of books on my nightstand. I have a pile of books in my office at home. I have a pile of books in my office at work. I have a pile of books on my Audible, and I spend my time, as you can tell, I'm kind of a sweaty mess, just got done with the gym. I spend all of my time at the gym listening to audiobooks, and so I love it, and I use my downtime in a way that really makes a lot of sense to me. And I just find that I capture these ideas, these thoughts, and then that inspires a blog post or inspires a video or inspires how I might want to take my next keynote. So the more good things you can put in your brain, the more your brain gets used, the more that you push on things that may even have a tangential interest to you. When you start to look and explore it, you do a deeper dive. I mean, I've even been going into my Bible, right? And learning, things about what I assumed I knew about Bible stories and how vastly different they are. And I just can't get enough of any of it. And so I appreciate the question. I know I'm not really answering any very direct specifics. If you're interested, maybe contact me. We'll have a conversation. I'll lead you down the path to listen or read some specific books. But I almost always wrap up my day with reading a comic book. I am just a total dork, geek kid at heart, and this just sends me off into slumber, hopefully, when it's not nights that I have insomnia. It sends me off into a creative space that allows me to dream a little bit more vividly. So If you ask what those comic books are, I default to almost all Star Wars series. I'm doing Green Lantern, some Batman, some Superman, but I really don't pick up those very often. But I'm kind of a nerd for all the Star Wars series that comes out, and I spend way too much, according to my wife. So anyway, there you go. I have to go get a shower. I cannot even stand my own stench right now. It was a hard workout. Good job, Steve. Very proud of you. But I was listening to Brene Brown as I did it. So thanks, Brene, for the inspiration to keep moving.